What's up, players? It's game day, race day. In the theory pit, got the Sentinel all chooched up, looking cherry. Team manager is gonna see me off. Let's head to the start.
Cahal?
Yeah.
Cahal.
That works.
United States of America. Where are you from?
California.
California, my God.
Yeah.
9:52:32. Time to go.
All right.
Finirò la carriera del team.
Well, shit, blew the wheelie off the start line, off to a rough start. But yeah, we're in it now. I actually raced this venue back in 2021. I think this will be a good litmus test to how far I've come as a rider in the past 4 years. I think I'm a lot less sendy, definitely a lot less fit, but I think I'm a little smarter these days. So we'll see if that ends up in a better result at the end of the day. Let's go racing. All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a doozy.
Okay, when do you want?
Let's go.
All right, I don't do much talking this time around in my race runs, so I thought I'd just hop on here, commentate, yap a little bit about kind of what I'm doing, and give some insight into what was going through my brain as I try and get through these stages. But coming into today, like, I wasn't too stressed on getting the lines exactly right, like watching a bunch of GoPro and shit. Like, there were 2 to 3 lines that I think I really needed to know. One of them's on this stage after the road crossing, but when I have done that in the past, it kind of takes me out of the moment, and I'm kind of trying to ride ahead of myself with what I think is coming up, and overall that kind of just puts me in a bit of a reactionary mode in my race runs, or at least it can. So I kind of prefer to just get the general vibe of the track, get some of the most like key sections dialed in, and like know where I'm going for those. But then the rest of it, it's like there's so much racing, there's so much track to decipher that I don't really think it's worth it, like trying to be tire width accurate unless you like actually know the tracks already, and I don't. So just trying to be more in that flow state. I'm definitely trying to be conservative at the top of the track here. You can probably tell in my riding that I'm not pushing super hard, and that's just because I know I am unfit for this stage, for the length and how rough this stage is. Like, yeah, so trying to be conservative up here. This is the easiest part of the track too. So here's the last section of bike parky shit before the trail gets tough. Little gap here, and then this section's pretty fun. Kind of like compress into that, and then do a little hip road crossing, cap the trail here. It was hard to know what to do here because I didn't practice this, but the rear end kind of stepped out nicely on the pavement, and then into the shit. And this was the one line that I really looked at GoPro on. Thanks to Charles Murray for showing me the good line. But yeah, swinging out wide there, I went outside and just got stuffed into that crevasse in the practice run. And then, yeah, things get steep and weird here. A bunch of like little roots that on their own aren't a problem, but when there's just like a array of them littered about in the corners, it's kind of tough. So this morning, talking about bike setup, I took out a token, went to no tokens. I guess I did that yesterday, and then added a little bit of pressure. Went up to 67 because the fork did feel soft, but in this run, I kind of came to find out that the fork felt too stiff. Ultimately, what ends up limiting me here is my arms blow up, my hands. I mean, hands kind of hurt, but it's really like forearm pump. Like kind of get like Popeye forearms, and it's just like I can't hold on, my grip strength goes. So even right here, like I'm starting to not feel that great. And I also think my rebound was like a bit too fast, so I end up making some changes after this stage. But this stuff, it's like I feel like the hands, it's fine if you're off the brakes or if it's really steep and you can like really be concentrated with your braking, but just with how I feel on the bike right now, like a lot of these sections that are kind of like steppy and rooty and jagged, I'm dragging my brakes through, and I like ideally I don't want to be doing that. But yeah, that's just the reality of how I'm riding right now, is that unfortunately I'm dragging brake through a lot of this stuff, and how it's loading my fork, it's just making it really harsh on my hands, and then you have to be like really precise through all that. And then I feel like once you get to the point where your hands are hurting and you're kind of afraid about grip strength, then it's like I gotta hold on even harder. And I think a big part of it comes down to fitness, not so much in the sense of upper body fitness, but more like core and like holding yourself on the bike. Because I feel like my posture kind of started to get a little worse, kind of as we're speaking right now, on kind of where we're at on the stage right now. And yeah, then that just makes me fall a little bit more into my hands. And like, it's one thing I'm trying to focus on is holding myself with my lower body, but once your back starts to hurt and you're all fatigued, then yeah, the whole thing goes to shit. And we're like not even, we're like maybe halfway through the stage. So yeah, this thing was just a doozy. Like, started out with the toughest stage of the day, and yeah, I just didn't have it in me. And like, this section is just freaking hectic. Like, it doesn't look that bad. A lot of you guys are freaking calling me out for being a bitch in the last practice video, but like, there's so many little edges on there, and yeah, your tire just can't really find ground, and it's like jagged, and you're getting a bunch of feedback. And yeah, my hands are like really starting to struggle right here. And then where I should be pedaling, I'm kind of just like holding like the grips lightly and trying to let my hands recover. So I mean, there's just a lot of things that are lacking, and like, I guess doing longer runs kind of helps with that, but I don't know, I think it's mainly a bike setup thing. And if I had to say one thing about the Sentinel, like, honestly, I think it's a really, really good bike for what I'm trying to do here and these tracks. I felt really good on it. Like, the balance was pretty dialed, like long-ish chainstay. I think it's like around a 450, and I'm running a 170 Zeb. And but what I was trying to say is that I do feel like it kind of bucks you forward. Like, the bike has a bit of a forward bias with like how the suspension feels almost, but I do think it kind of loads your hands a little bit, and you kind of got to be strong through those. I'm sure if I had an extra day on this bike, I would be able to figure it out, but I literally have like one practice day on this bike, and yeah, as you guys saw if you watched that video, that was pretty hectic. So honestly, I'm gonna play like the next minute or two and then just cut to the end of the stage, because my hands are just destroyed, honestly. Yeah, and like, it gets pretty bad at the end. I'm literally like sitting down and just like, I can't grip the bars, and it's so frustrating, because I feel like when that's not an issue, I can ride really good, and when it is an issue, that's like all you can really do is just worry about your hands and not blowing your hands off the bars, or folding into the bike, because you can't hold on. So I'm gonna cut to the end here, and yeah, just head up for stage 2. This one was a pretty big L. I was kind of bummed on it. I even get past here, which I don't think has ever happened to me, ever, in racing. Besides like me crashing or something, I don't think I've actually gotten past. And I didn't want to believe it was happening, but yep, that's it. I'm just out the back. Go get it, homie. So yeah, that was fun. And yeah, I'll just cut to the end of the stage.
I can't hold on. Fuck. Oh shit, I don't know. Was riding good while my arms were alive. And then like, look at this Popeye forearm. It's something I've always struggled with racing. It's just tough. And then yeah, once my arms are gone, I'm just along for the ride. And that is the hardest stage. So maybe my hands can survive some of the shorter ones. All right, I had to push quite a bit harder than I would have liked to make that transfer.
All right, stage 2. This one is a lot shorter than the first one. So I had high hopes. Again, not like 100% sure where I was gonna go, you know, dropping into this thing. It's not like I had a plan, like, oh yeah, I know exactly where I'm going, but kind of felt it out and it worked quite well. Like, I'm pretty happy with my line choice through here. There's a few options and just setups that, I don't know, I've carried good momentum through. But yeah, like here, decent, you know, wheelied out of there, like riding with some aggression. Love to see it. But yeah, so I threw on a set of Magic Mary radials. Shout out to Cahal from Schwalbe for hooking me up for the race. I mentioned in the last video I had a set of Jack Moore hand-me-downs, which were Continental super softs, like super ooper duper softs, like stuff you can't get, but they were absolutely falling apart. But for this type of shit, I'm pretty sold on the Schwalbe radials as I blow this line. I got it really good in the practice video, but decided to cut inside in there for some reason. And then my GoPro is like washing up into the sky for some reason. Anyway, but Schwalbe radials, pretty good. I was running them pretty low too, like 26 out back, 24 up in the front or something. There's just not a whole lot of berms you really need a bunch of support for, and they did feel kind of gooey, but through like this stuff that I'm riding right now, where there's just like a bunch of weird sharp edges, roots, it's a little slippery. I don't know. Honestly, conditions are pretty badass, but I was pretty happy with how I rode that section. Kind of being more like concentrated with my braking, being on and off the brakes and braking hard when I am on them. And I think I was just like really apprehensive on that other track, and given that this is a shorter trail and I don't know, I'm a little bit more confident. You know, I did take a bit of air out of my fork and I felt like it was working a little bit better for this stage. But yeah, I was able to be a bit more concentrated with my braking and ride a bit more aggressive. And I kind of blew pedaling into this section because I was messing with my GoPro. And I is it here? No. Yeah, then you're kind of like hauling ass through here, and then this last section is pretty tech. Was pretty happy with how I rode all this stuff. Again, this section coming up is like what I feel like the radials are good at, like finding grip and staying planted and tactile through all this shit. Like I'm able to cross all those routes, and I'm just not getting as much feedback. So I feel like I was able to push all the way through. Ended up in 12th, like 8 seconds back or something. So
GoPro was in the sky.
An improvement.
Yeah, only mistake was really not pedaling that hard and fucking with my GoPro. I dropped a couple PSI out of the fork, and I mean that stage wasn't as long, but I felt pretty good. No time to wait on the stages. This transfer is pretty tight.
All right, Tutti Frutti, goated stage, maybe the most goated stage. I don't really need to talk through this one. I was really happy with how I was riding until I wasn't, so I'll just let the video play out.
Oh boy. Oh, it's a lot more beat up than yesterday. no, it's loose. Fuck. I'll take that. Feet are all over the place. Fuck. Oh, drivetrain issues. Come on. What's going on? Oh, no. What? Oh, fuck. You're kidding. Damn it. Get it, get it. I was really looking forward to putting down a run. Okay, I'm just taking the chain off. I think that's the only way to guarantee that I don't absolutely fuck up the wheel or something. Yeah, so that's not ideal. That's how I'm gonna run it. Put them in the backpack, carry on. I like noticed the cage had like a little gap here and I worried about it. But I don't know, I didn't know what to do. So there we go. Chainless from here on out. Pushing. That was sick. Okay, whole run's worth it. May as well just take some dummy insides. How's it going? My cage has exited the bike.
Are you done?
I'm in between stages right now, so I can try and handle it myself, but if you guys are willing to help.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Good luck.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Fuck, we're back on the road. Okay, I got till 3:04. It's 2:30. This is gonna be a fucking tight one. I don't know if I'm gonna make this. I'm fucking cooked. Holy shit. 2:53. I might make it. Yeah, there we are. Holy shit.
So I get to the top and I'm redlined as shit, just put in a huge effort, and it's literally exactly when I'm supposed to drop in. I do think I got kind of gypped because it was 20 seconds after this guy drops in, and I mean, it should be on 30-second intervals. So I think I got gypped out of 10 seconds, which doesn't sound like much, but it actually matters. And he tells me, nah, man, you got to go right now. So I just drop in. I mean, my heart rate was still pegged, and yeah, we're on for stage 4. So that's a wild start to a run. I don't think that's ever happened before besides this event last year on Tutti Frutti. But anyway, I take these first couple corners just to like gather my bearings. Lines are a little sloppy, and you know, I didn't pedal as hard out of them because I was just like trying to get my mind and my heart rate under control. And yeah, here it's like I kind of want to be like sprinting into this long flat section, but yeah, I'm kind of just like, okay, take a sec, gather the mind and body, and kind of refocus for the stage. So I feel like I kind of locked in after this and was a bit more into race mode. That top section was like fairly scattered, but I don't know, I was pretty happy with this stage. This was a doozy, you know, again, straight into another pedal. I think I did okay, you know, given the situation, but yeah, it's like this stage is like pretty short and intense, and you want to be like, you know, putting power down. And then this was some of my favorite riding. It's like steeper corners and their support, so you can kind of just let your bike slam into shit and let her eat. You know, you don't have to be as delicate. The fast guys are doing a high line into that corner. Like I watched again a Charles Murray GoPro of him going through there. Absolutely nuts. Faster than I would have ever been able to do it. And this section sucks, especially in the state I'm in. Like I said it in the last video for the practice, but it's like, this is the stuff I'm so bad at. But I actually feel like I got through here without like completely stalling out. But again, heart rate is already pegged, and I'm not that fit to begin with. So kind of just doing my best just to like keep moving forward, and not come to a stop. And then yeah, more kind of like sick, steeper terrain. And yeah, I literally feel like in this stuff I get less arm pump because like the front's properly loaded and the suspension's working good. It's like all that flatter stuff where like the fork isn't working as well. And then this is an area where like if I were to choose anywhere in this race where I kind of blew a line, that's a bigger one that I should have gotten. I think in the practice video I went straight through there and it was no issue. And then kind of pinging through here, just trying to mentally gather myself for this section. Tried to hit this corner good, and then through here I'm like consciously going quite slow just because I know I have to set up and at least be pointed in the right direction without washing out. I still kind of stuffed it, but was really conservative through there and through here too, just because it's a freaking minefield and it'd be really easy to like clip a pedal and crash, and I kind of just didn't want to do that. So picked my way through there. At this point I can like breathe a bit of a sigh of relief and you know, but try not to become too complacent and push to the finish. That's definitely something in other race runs I've done, is just like kind of get through the last technical section and kind of cruise it on to the finish, but trying to have some intensity through here because you still got to like be online, and then hit this final road gap, and that's it.
Holy fuck. Oh, that was hectic. Holy shit. That was fucking insane. Yeah, dropped in, red lined, pinned it up the climb, had time to buckle my helmet and just send a race run. And that was my best stage of the day. I'm sitting in 7th, like 7 seconds back. And yeah, that was fucking sick. That got the adrenaline pumping, and I was pretty stoked on how I rode there. I mean, I was definitely gassed for the climbs, didn't have much juice in the legs, but mouth breathed my way down the hill and actually rode pretty good. You know, always room for improvement, but I think that was pretty close to what I could have done today. Stage 2 looks like I got like 11th or something, like 7 or 8 seconds back on that. So pretty hectic race day, but glimpses of speed, and I survived. So I am fucking stoked. Gonna go debrief with the Theory boys